Chapter 4. The Razor Field. The corn wasn't green. It was a sickly, sun-bleached yellow, the stalks standing 7 feet tall and packed so tight the wind couldn't even move through them. Ben and Marcus weren't running through a field. They were running through a maze of sandpaper. "Stop!" Ben wheezed, grabbing Marcus's shoulder. They collapsed into the dirt between 2 rows. The ground was hard as concrete, cracked into jagged hexagonal patterns. Ben's chest felt like it was full of hot needles. He looked at his arms. The corn leaves had left dozens of tiny, stinging red lines across his skin. We have to get back to the car," Marcus gasped. His face was pale, his eyes darting toward every shadow. "The car's dead, Mark, and the old man is watching it." Ben wiped sweat from his eyes, leaving a smear of grease. "We need to find the road. If we hit the asphalt, we can flag someone down." "What about Kira?" Ben looked back toward the house. From this low angle, all he could see was the gabled roof and a single chimney puffing out a thin, oily plume of smoke. "We get help. We don't have a choice. We go back in there now. We're just making it easier for them." They started moving again, but Ben noticed something that made his engineer's brain stall. The rows of corn weren't straight, they curved, and every 20 yards there was a heavy iron stake driven into the ground, with a thin, high-tension wire attached to it. "Watch your step," whispered Ben. "Tripwires." "In a cornfield?" asked Marcus, his voice trembling. "It's not a field, it's a funnel." The sound returned then. It wasn't the scream of the saw. It was a low, rhythmic thrum, thrum, thrum. It sounded like a massive heart beating underground. Ben pressed his ear to the dry earth. The vibration was coming from a modified harvester. He could hear the heavy diesel engine chugging, moving slowly through the rows. But it wasn't harvesting corn. The sound of the blades was too light, too fast. It was harvesting movement. "He's in here with us," whispered Ben. "He's not following us. He's driving us." They turned a corner in the row and stopped dead. In the middle of the path sat a chair. It was a simple kitchen chair, bolted to a heavy steel plate in the dirt. Sitting in the chair was a man. He was dressed in a sheriff's uniform. The brass star on his chest glinted in the sun. "Officer!" Marcus stepped forward, hope breaking through his fear. "Officer, thank God! We need help! There's a man!" "Marcus, wait!" growled Ben, grabbing his brother's shirt. The officer didn't move. He didn't look up. As they got closer, Ben saw the wire. A thin line of copper went from the back of the officer's neck up into the cornstalks. His eyes were open, but they were filmed over with dust. He wasn't a man anymore. He was a scarecrow, a warning. On his lap sat a small, battery-operated tape recorder. Ben reached out and pressed play. "Property of the Blackwell Group. You are currently trespassing on a Tier 4 bio-recovery zone. Please remain where you are. An authorized processing agent will be with you shortly to begin the decommissioning process. Thank you for your cooperation." The tape ended with a soft click. From the rows behind them, the thrumming stopped. The silence that followed was worse than the engine. It meant he had arrived. A stalk of corn 5 feet away snapped, then another. "Run!" whispered Ben. "Where?" cried Marcus. "The house! It's the only place he isn't!" As they bolted back toward the gray Victorian silhouette, the high-pitched shriek of the saw tore through the afternoon air, closer than it had ever been. The thresher wasn't driving the harvester anymore. He was on foot, and he was tired of the game.